Hello and welcome to Intuitive Clarifications with Natasha. And I am just so excited to have Dr. Brie Gibbs on my show with me today, as she is almost, she just came into my life not too long ago. And, it's just been magical ever since we've come together. And I'm just so grateful for this. But I want to kind of make this disclosure at the beginning because your truth is your truth, and this is a perspective, a perception of just realities that you can maybe just kind of see a different way of doing. So if something doesn't align with you, just maybe put it in your back pocket, carry it around for a little while, and see, maybe because Brie and I really have had this dance of life where, and we've talked about things, so I kind of can say this about her, that we're kind of out there in our understandings. But I'm going to tell you, though, when this world catches up, they're going to say, you know what, those two ladies and others, there's others, they do know what they're talking about. We were just behind on what they know. And so Brie, thank you very much for being here. And let's hear a little bit about you, because you are one that it's just like, oh my gosh. And I'm going to just say this. I'm scrolling a lot. Sorry, I apologize. That, she has language. I have language, but it's always the same umbrella. We just may come from different sides of the umbrella. So we'll clarify things as we go. And I'm just excited about this conversation. So Brie, thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. You just got off my show, and it was the greatest show ever. Thank you so much. Um, Let me start off. First of all, I'm walking. I walked in this body at 3 years old, and just before 3 years, and my parents literally woke up to a different daughter. The behavior was different. Oh, was it different from that sweet, loving child to somebody that was kind of mad because I did not feel the love here that I was used to.
Mm-hmm.
And when I agreed to walk in and it was the mission, journey, assignment, whatever, from the creator to come here, I did leave there crying. I didn't want to come here, but I knew it was necessary that I was here to help evolve humanity. And so when I did that, and things started aligning by the time I was 8, and that's when I received a lot of downloads, a lot of my knowledge back, my powers, and then I'm 8 years old. A little kid seeing fairies, a little kid seeing angels, a little kid seeing things she doesn't want to see that scared her. And the angels got away, and my guides did. And but it was so many things I had to take in my lifetime in.
Mm-hmm.
And the one first memory I had was I was a princess. And I told that to my dad and mom. And, oh, okay, just kind of playing it off, right? And I'll get into story later about that. But that was really true.
Mm-hmm.
And then as time went on in my life, I kept seeing different things, and I daydream in school because it didn't feel like reality to me. It wasn't the truth in there. A lot of things were just not right. And mainly there was no kindness. I didn't feel the kindness from people. I didn't feel, I had a brother that was a little bully, it's like, and it was like nothing felt right till I finally found myself. And I started finding myself in my early 20s totally. And then I realized, I'm a goddess. But I didn't know what goddess. Just know it's goddess. The longer I came into life and getting to know me and working with the abilities I had and the magical abilities of working with herbs and different things and working with my stones and the crystals and everything. And this is at a young age, picking them up and using them and not understanding them all the way because I didn't have nobody to guide me back then.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was all coming from my cellular memory, everything inside of here that I came with. And the more that I worked with it, the better it got. So there is a challenge to be a goddess like me. And so I think what I want to start off right now is it took years to get me to the point I am right now. And I'm not talking about being on the show. I'm talking about who I am personally and why I was needed here. During the time of learning and remembering who I was, several of my higher selves or beings, whatever you want to call them, had to walk in. And all of a sudden I would hear a voice that did not sound like me inside of me.
Mhm.
We're here to support you. I'm here to help guide you. I'm here to do whatever I can to keep you strong. And, they did everything they could. I My mom would take me shopping on the mall. I'd get sick immediately. Empath as a little kid, right? And
Mhm.
this is grade schools and junior high and high school, I constantly sick. And then I figured out, this is what this is from. Well, I took control of that. But the thing is that I have been sent here to evolve humanity. And as I will explain now what happened 10 years ago, several walk-ins of me kept coming in of my higher self. And I didn't know why. So, I was that one. That was me. Huh? It's kind of like, I don't want to name them all. That's not that's private to me. But it was all to get me ready for what I'm here for now.
Mhm.
And it's we're in the great shift of consciousness where the world's changed right now. That's why there's so much chaos and everything happening on the planet. And where the darkness has to show themselves so the light can come in and do their job. And as light workers, we all have to do that, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Definitely, definitely. And we're doing a job that's not easy.
No, no. So a little over a year ago, I was told that I was going to have an entwinement with the highest part of us that has never been on planet. And that was my part. It's the first time it's ever been done. And we call her Goddess Belle because her true name can never be given now. And that you have one. Everyone has one, a higher self that's never been on the earth plane at all.
Mm.
And so the entwinement was hard. It was 6 months in bed. It took over a year to have it completely done. And I had to take time off from everything for 6 years to get to that point and
Wow.
only work on me. And I had no problem with that. But the body aches because the DNA is the same, luckily. Otherwise, it would have been worse.
Mhm.
And so Bella's always with me because every muscle, everything I eat, she eats, everything is all together as one now.
Mhm.
And the reason why, like I said, to evolve humanity and teach humanity exactly the light and help get our people through the light for the great shift of consciousness, which is going to be in another dimension. Now, I was given this by one of my guides, and I'm not allowed to say the name right now, and hopefully one day he will let me say that, is that in 45 years, there'll be no more fish in the sea. I was just totally shocked. I thought, that means in 45 years, the third dimension is ending. Yeah.
Mhm.
But we're going to a place that's going to be full of love and understanding and compassion. Your money's not going to matter. You won't have the chaos because they will not allow it. And
Yeah.
everything is done by council. So, how we have different councils with Starbucks and everybody else, right? Well, the councils will handle everything and the
Mhm.
laws and everything. And if those that try to sneak through that happen to get through that are not part of the light, they won't make it through it.
Yeah, they won't vibrate at that, and they'll basically, I don't want to say implode, but they'll the vibration, and I understand though that, going back to that statement you made about no fish in the oceans, because we won't need them. But I also, in my own intuition, see that they're beings of the fish will just evolve into another
Correct,
lifetime.
correct,
We're
correct.
not dying. It's not like, and we won't need that food like we do now, and the food won't be needing the food. It's like, so that 3D evolution of things. So beings will just evolve into the next knowings. And that's the thing is that when we're talking about this ending to new beginnings,
Mhm.
people don't think of it as a continuation. It's just an evolving that's happening.
Evolving is right.
and it's not like a, well, for some it might be the ending to new beginnings, but it's like, but it's an evolving, that our soul evolves, and that kind of thing. And so, I don't want to put fear in people, but yet I want people to understand that, because my kids are going to be 45, they'll be in their 60s. And so it's like, it's one of those things that I don't want to put fear in people, but things will just be different. And we're in that, like, I'm going to explain that. One time there was, my mother and father-in-law were here, right? Or my mother-in-law was here, and my husband were talking, and they were talking about politics.
Right.
And they started, and there was something on TV, and they were over here, and I was over here, or the TV was over here, and I was in the middle. And they were talking, and they were angry about something. They were getting, and they were agreeing together, but in their energy field, and the TV
Right.
was agreeing with them. And all of a sudden I saw the split.
Right. Right.
Energy started splitting, and I went, oh, I get it now.
Yep. And that's exactly what
One of
happened.
the dimensions.
Right.
So I turned off the TV, and I said, basically, I said, you know what? Nobody's right. Nobody's wrong. It is what it is. And then we started another conversation, and then the split healed.
Right. Talk about different dimensions. I was sitting in my living room one day watching TV and just on the couch relaxing. I had a busy week. I thought I had one day I could just relax. It was like cleaning the house and stuff. I would sit there, relax. And I saw myself during a dimension on my living room floor giving birth to a child. And I recognized the woman. I said, that looks like me, but that can't be me. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, and she was one of my walk-ins for a while. And but the thing about it is that being able to see that to help us grow and know that these things are happening with us every day, that other people can have their walk-ins come in and help support them, guide them. And sometimes you may not even hear them talk to you, but they'll give you their knowingness and their love to support you. That's the one thing I need to say about walk-ins. If I did not have the walk-ins, there was some medical issues I had, I wouldn't have made it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll explain one. I had while I was I don't know how I even did this. I woke up and had a stroke, and I realized I had a stroke. This eye was just hating. And I told my husband at the time, I said, I had a stroke. I need to go to the hospital. Now, I thought I told him, right? I got in my car and drove myself down the block, about 5 blocks to the hospital. They don't know how I got there. I don't know how I got there. I just got there, right?
Uh-huh.
And then a friend of mine said I showed up in front of her. And she's in a whole nother place, right? And they weren't going to let me go. I was going to be put in intensive care. They're waiting for the MRIs to happen and everything, right? And next thing I know, I'm totally fine. Get me out of here. It was like, get me out of here.
Yeah.
And blood pressure went down, and everything was fine. And of course, I had the sagging, right? That would go away. But it was like the walking came in just before I went into the MRI to help me get through it. Mm-hmm. And the doctors and everything were just like, what happened? I said, I'm fine now. I don't know. I can't tell them what happened, right? But like,
they would think you'd be in the insane asylum, right?
I know they'd be locking me up or saying, she's weird. We're keeping her. Let's give her the 19th floor at St. Joseph's Hospital as psychos are. I'm just using that for example. But the thing about it is that she came for that, to help me through that, to be strong enough to go for the next journey. So during the last 10 years of changing and getting ready for this entwinement and the journey I'm on now, and being the representative for the council that I work with, and for the creator, and bringing his messages through, is a great honor to do. And it's just like, I wouldn't change a thing. All the experiences I went through, all the anger, all the torture I went through in my life, because of who I am.
Yes.
I did not resonate with I had a hard time resonating with children when I was a child. I had a hard time resonating with adults because my level of understanding was too high. So people are saying, like with dyslexic, I use this for example. It's not that we're dyslexic; it's our energy, our
Mhm.
vibration is so high. People with autism, same thing. Down syndrome children,
Yes.
same thing. They are also full of love. Well, I'm not dyslexic, but do I have a hard time sometimes working my computer? Yes, because my mind will travel off into another direction. It
Mhm.
will split off, and there's a reason why it splits off, though. And then it comes back. And so sometimes it's for me to either stop what I'm doing, listening to one of my guides, or go where I need to go and come back.
Mhm.
And so so people looked at me different, and now they understand. But I also understand that they need to have me talk it where they can understand me. But here's the thing: I was told I need to bring people up to our level. Do not talk to them at their level.
Mhm.
And I asked why, because that's bringing you down.
Mhm.
And so, being the first entwined goddess um, is a great responsibility, plain and simple. The thing and who I am, I know totally who I am right now, where I'm from, and why this journey is necessary. And they call it journey, I call it Dharma mission because it's a mission. And the things I can feel now that I could feel before are like tripled or quadrupled the feelings I had before. So my empath ability is much stronger. I can feel the pain of somebody walking the street, on the street. Um,
Mhm.
let's say the pain of the homeless. I'll use that for example. Um, they are also of the light. A lot of these homeless people are of the light. I talked to my main guide about that, and he says, of course they have the light. They're here to do their journey, their job for me also.
Yes.
I would say it that way. And when I found that out, it even put more compassion about them in me and what they're having to go through and suffer. And so a lot of us that have radio shows or whatever, we're trained to do this before we even came here. So
Yep.
like you, Natasha, you were trained to do this
Yep.
before we came here.
Mhm.
I went to school here to become a licensed broadcaster, but also I was trained before I came here to do that. So it's kind of like it all made sense, right? But and just to have the license to be able to do shows I do. At that time, you had to be licensed. We didn't have podcasting back then.
Mhm.
So the thing is every message that I bring through is actually from my guide, any guides, and some I will name, some I will not.
Mhm.
I found out the other thing that's been real nice, my children that are off planet, I'm able to hear from
Mhm.
and know that they're okay and safe, and from many lifetimes back. And that helps a lot too. You know, having this job sometimes can feel like you have the world sitting on your shoulders. But when you really think about it, when you're representing the creator and the highest council, that will feel that heavy on me. Or you too.
Yeah, and actually, to be honest with you, in some ways, when I realized the angelicness that I am,
Hmm.
the piece of me or the part to me, the majority of me that's the angel that I am, that it really showed me, and this happened kind of through the time when my mom was passing away, and that grief process that I was going through, that I had this awareness that came to me. Hi, Paula. Thank you for being here. That I really realized that the angelic part of me, the me that's Natasha, has no responsibility. I have the intention, I have the honor, I have the knowing, I have the way, I have the ability to do, yet the angelic part of me is here to witness and to hold out a hand.
Right, right.
And so, with that, whenever I feel my shoulders getting a little heavy,
Mhm.
I'm reminded that the only way I have a responsibility is to hold the integrity of the divine love that
Mhm.
I carry for those around me. And there is that part of me that actually helps my body when I go into that, not be so I'm going to call it ill or
Right.
diseased,
Right.
diseased with other people's stuff, you know. And so I wanted to bring that perspective in a little bit because it's a lot of us feel responsible for our realities around us. And
Right.
and to be honest with you, everybody has their own movie and they have to be responsible for their own movie. I'm not responsible for their movie. I'm here to support their movie.
Right.
But so I wanted to kind of add that little piece in because I know you know that, but I wanted to bring some language around that.
That's fine. I'm more direct on some things where it comes to me. Not
Mm-hmm.
not anybody's gonna be like me. This is just,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a one-time thing. First time I tried it, and like I said, it worked. But the thing about it is that when you are asked to be the spokesperson for the creator and the God's light, and the other thing is the God's energy is every side, every man and woman
Mm-hmm.
is energy. And that's where your love, your compassion, your divine feminine, divine masculine comes from. The creator has it in him. We all have that. And,
Yes.
so all the angels have it. Yeah. And the thing about it is, and I do still have my wings. I pull my wings out, I stretch them, they need to be clean. There's things, and then I put them back in.
Yep.
There was a funny time I walked into a metaphysical store, and there was a fair going on, and their friends of mine were there, and all of a sudden my wings just popped out. Well, wings have a purpose.
Yep.
I went, uh-oh, uh-oh. And my friend goes, your wings are out. And people are looking at me and go, I'm out of here. It's like, I'm out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I got in the car, my wings went straight back in. There was something in there that I was not to be around.
Mm-hmm.
So I pay attention to those symbols.
Yes.
And why? I tell people, the one thing is knowing that you feel like something's following you. And is there something around me doesn't feel right? What's going on? And sometimes it can be a live person. Sometimes it can be something we don't see. And so with the ETs that are coming on the planet and showing themselves, a lot of people are getting them and making fun or whatever to a lot of people that believe in that and stuff with the extraterrestrials. I'm sorry, we're all starbeings. Guess what? We're all here.
I know, it's like we're only making fun of our family.
I know.
It's
It's like, come on.
but how many people make fun of their family? So I can't really put that perspective out there.
Right. So it's like, don't make fun of them. You don't know their job, or you don't know the person that may be ascended master that's sitting on the corner of the street to see if you can pay attention to him, see how your journey's doing, checking on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. So do I, being knowing who I am and what I am has brought comfort to me. I have a team of guardians around me constantly,
Mm-hmm.
and to watch over me and help me through this, and to get me ready for the future events to come, and help guide people through this. Because it's not fun what's happening on the planet right now. The
It's
things,
not.
yeah,
It really isn't, and it's quite, anxiety ridden, and that's the thing that I choose to, and it's not lowering my vibration, but I try to dip and dodge a lot of
right,
the energy field that's around. I either fly above it but I like to stay with my body more than so sometimes I come down underneath it, it's like, and I'm gonna use this example that, my ex-husband used to smoke pot, right?
uh-huh,
I don't like the stuff. I mean, I respect whoever does it,
right,
and it's
right,
not for me to judge it. But there would be this layer of smoke that would be like in the room, and I would always come below it, right? I would always sleep below it because the smoke would rise up. And so there again is how do you dance in these energy fields that are out there, so you can kind of feel the vibration of where they're at, and you just kind of dip down or dip over it, right?
right. And that's kind of like with me and stuff. And the thing is, since the employment, they have me totally grounded. I can't take
Mhm.
off. Darn it.
Darn it.
I'm so used to traveling on different places and stuff, but eventually, and when I can, the whole team goes with me. My host is a security team that goes with me and keep me protected. So I
Mhm.
can't go to this planet or that planet, or go to whatever ship I want to go and check on things. But a lot of times I just come here to my house where I'm at, and I call it the Central. For now, hello Portal Central.
Yes.
Yeah, and, but it's been a great experience and to learn all of this, and the more I learn every day. And, one of them said to me, "Why are you asking us this question when you already know things?" That made me think. So, 1, for confirmation. 2, I'm not sure I'm right. Well, you're right.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And by the way, they got your name wrong. What they're saying on the planet, I know your name. And so I say the name. Yes, that's right. And so what's really fun about the other part of it is I've been given a conduit by the creator, a live person that nobody will see, that will be bringing a lot of these other energies through that people are saying that they're shipping, which
Hmm.
I hate to say it, some are not being mediumship correctly. And so once I can tell you guys, I will. But the thing about it is he will be coming on and sitting like across my desk with a microphone and or off camera, and he'll be bringing them through. And it's amazing the ones that have come see me. They're old friends of mine that I just imagined. I thought I was imagining I knew,
Yeah.
and it's like I hear this voice, this energy, and it was like, I know your energy. Remind me who you are. Well, I gave you one here. Nope, don't got it. Oh, did I take you back to the 500s? Oh my God, it's you! I have missed you. He goes, and they say, Gus, we have missed you too. So it's like, things like that. And it's like, and the 500s was a very prominent year for me in what um somebody and I were married 3 times and it started in the 500s. That's all I can say.
Hmm.
And our lives together were hard, but they were necessary.
Hmm.
And we were actually evolving humanity back then and protecting our people and everything. And this is another state or country, I should say.
Hmm.
And the things that people didn't think that truly existed. And it was like, oh my gosh. And now the one thing they didn't exist, the giants did not um, actually exist. The big giants, the 500s, they did. But guess what they're finding now? Fossilized. They're fossilized.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so it's starting to come out on mainstream scientific news. We found this. And so I'll talk to my conduit and I'll say, look at this. Yeah, I remember those. So um, the thing that helps so much about this whole thing, doing goddess work, is that it's bringing out truth.
It is.
And that's the most important thing in being your true authentic self. And some people are not going to like what I have to say. I'm sorry. And some people are going to like what I say. But if it doesn't resonate with you, don't take it. Don't accept it.
That's
Yeah.
why I say at the beginning, and I'm gonna make this little disclosure because we've had a couple new people coming in that Dr. Brie Gibbs is with me, and we've come together. She was called to get a hold of me, and I'm so grateful. We've become good friends, and so she's talking about her life story, and that's why I always say your truth is your truth. This is just a perspective, a perception, to hopefully bring you into another understanding, because everything that you talk about is stuff that I don't really talk about a whole lot, but yet at the same time though there's that I'm out there all the time. My husband says, "Where are you tonight?" And I go, "Well, I'll come back to earth, okay? I'll come back to earth for you."
Right.
You
Right.
know, it's
Well, I
like,
get that because there's times I'm sitting there thinking, going, yeah, I'm just thinking, I'm very quiet or whatever, right? And I could have TV going on, I totally ignore it, right? Or music going or whatever, and I'm just ignoring it, right? And I go, and people say, what are you doing? Are you okay? Yeah, I was just thinking. I came up with something in my head, and and then I'll say what I came up in my head with to one of my guides or whatever, right? How'd you remember that? You're not supposed to know that. Well, I just got it. Yeah.
I know, it's
Because
like
there's
Ancient Aliens. My poor husband can't watch Ancient Aliens with me because I'm giving him the answers before they even talk about it.
I love it. I love that because you know what? The thing about it is, the ancient aliens, they exist for a reason. And a lot of them are still existing on different planets and eventually that will come out.
Yeah.
I will talk about that. and
Yeah,
why.
because it's in different dimensions and realities. I mean, it's not, but they have to get legitimately do certain things because it's part of their little back way of waking us up. But the
Right,
government, but there's people who want to keep them here, right? So,
right. So, like the story about the one thing I did find out the clarification on the story that about Zeus,
mhm,
one of Greek gods, right? Totally incorrect. I went, oh, okay. And his dimension that he's been on, and and why. So I said, so how are the children? Oh, they're still brats. So these are some people can hear from. Now,
mhm,
I don't know if you'll hear from this, but I'm just saying that these people, ancient, ancient, ancient souls are going to come to and talk to people
yeah,
and let them know. Um, some of my own past life children are going to come talk, and that's important. And the love that they carry is amazing. Um, one came to evolve this whole world, and and now his mother's evolving
mhm,
Daddy, and which I never expected to do. Never thought about it. Never wanted to do it. Just be me, right? Just Dr.
mhm,
Brie Gibbs, the trans medium, bring him into the consciousness. I leave. That felt good. Oh no, you're gonna do this now.
mhm.
Okay, it's in your contract. I didn't remember that.
I know they sneak things in between the pages, I think.
And but the really one nice thing about when this happened, there were things I did not want to remember anymore.
Mhm.
And they actually were able to take it out so I could live with it.
Yeah. No,
Because
I get that. There's a lot of things I know my soul understands, and I'm grateful that there's that perception and perspective of just light and love that I can bring, because I do ride higher than the vibration of a
right,
lot of the darkness that is out there, and that's the way I'm explaining it, just because, the 3D realities of our world right now, sometimes that's the language that we could use for the brains to wrap around,
right,
the minds to wrap around certain things. So, but we're in the midst of a lot of different things that are happening, and that's why we don't remember a lot of our things from other lifetimes, is because that was then, this is now.
right. And the other thing is could it cause some chaos in your own life, remembering also if it's a really bad thing,
Hmm.
you know? And that the creators wants here to suffer. We've suffered
Exactly.
enough. This world has suffered enough, and this planet has. And so, with the transformation that's going to happen to another planet, they almost have it ready, and not can't happen tomorrow. So we all have to be patient. And I'll be talking more about that exactly where it's at and how come and when we, why and uh,
Hmm.
but stay in your light no matter what.
Yes.
I mean, a personal situation I'm going through right now, and
Hmm.
it's like I have to stay in my light no matter what.
Yep.
Yes, I want to go smack them,
Hmm.
act like a normal human being, right? And then I get told,
No.
Goddess, do you realize who you are? I said, let me go hug him to death so he can take my love to the afterlife. Nope, you can't do that here. Right?
I know, but that's the thing is that
Give
you
him a
know,
dozen roses. Nope, you can't do that either.
well, and that's the thing is that people, I hope that people can understand at some point in time, somebody has to choose to be the Hitler. Somebody has to be the person who's on the streets. Somebody has to be the leader of like our president, or it's like there's somebody that plays that role in this movies that we're in, and we have to have some understanding and honor for the role that they're playing, even though it may hurt us,
Right,
right? And
right,
that's why boundaries are important.
right,
That, you know what, I'm putting up a boundary with you. You're doing things that don't agree with this vibration of this timeline that I'm
right,
in,
right, right.
but yet you consequences. You go over there, get your own consequences, right?
Right. So, oh, let me tell you something. The other thing is my guys will tell me when I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm go, oh boy,
Mm-hmm.
you're gods of love. Stop talking like this. Stop acting like this. You're here to represent it. I picked you up especially for this. The council agreed to this. You know, it wasn't just the creator saying you're going to do this. Took the council some months and months of deciding who was going to do this job.
Yeah.
And then I got picked and didn't know it, and all of a sudden I got sick and heard what was happening to me, and it was something I'll never forget. Um, like I said, painful,
Mm-hmm.
and went through a lot. But I had support from everyone that knew about it, that I could trust to say it, and that was just very few people, but that was it. Besides all the angelic realm that was around me, and so I have to thank them for that. The other thing is the one thing that I do know that being who I am has made me look at myself different now. It humbled me like you would not believe.
Mm-hmm.
It made me learn to take care of my body better.
Mm-hmm.
So I dropped a bunch of weight. There, I was a type 2 diabetic. I still am diabetic, but I still have to watch it, right? But the thing about it is, you know, your physical is always first. And then I had to heal all the emotional issues I had.
I know. That's some negotiations.
Yeah, and the really nice thing is they taught me something that was something we could do is take all those thoughts, all the negative things that you've been thinking about, right? You want them gone? Put them in a box and send them to us, and we'll go put them away.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody will ever see them. They're there for you when you want to look at them later, when you're ready. And that's one thing that we're able to do that a lot of people, I didn't have no idea we could do before. It's not blocking out of your mind. Sometimes it's too difficult. And so, like I said on my show you're on, about with the Akashic records, I'm going to explain something. Somebody actually brought up some childhood abuse I had to heal. They said that was never to be brought up. I found out.
Yes.
I forgot about it, and I was living my life fine. And when I heard about that I had to deal with this, and then I fell asleep one night, and I woke up with the memory of it. I was mad. I thought, why did I have to remember this? Then to come to find out after this was all done, they didn't have permission to do that to me. And this person was on the earth at the time. But at the same time, it's kind of catch-22. At the same time, it made me face and learn to forgive for that person.
Mm-hmm.
It healed me by forgiving them.
Mm-hmm.
So
really there's no right and wrong in a way with that, because I know for me that I had that experience too, where for many years that I didn't realize that the reason why I didn't like being touched was because of that experience that I had when I was 5 years old, 4 years old, from a neighbor kid, and it was a moment. But I can tell you though that I'm so grateful that the universe brought it to me when they did, because I was mature enough to look at it in a different way. And to this day, I can have empathy for people who are touched when they don't want to be touched.
Right. That's the whole thing. The one thing I found out, like a lot of these people that are child molesters or rapists or whatever, so a lot of them have been themselves as a child.
Oh, yes.
And how can you not have empathy for them if they've been through this and was taught this and horribly abused? They do the same.
Yep. I know. And I was helping out at our elementary school, and I was working in the office because they trusted me, so I was handling a lot of that. And it'd be interesting because they had the folder for people who were in the neighborhood that the sex offenders, and it would be 3 or 4 generations
Right.
3 or 4 generations of these people that were doing this, and that's where, I do a lot of work with people with their like, I'll say, "You know what? Your mother's mother was abused,
Right.
and that's why she was so angry because she didn't wasn't able to talk about it because she was told to shut up."
Right.
And so she stuffed all that anger, and then that was generations of female to female to female, emotional abuse, right?
Mhm.
And so, but there's, you know, it is not easy to negotiate a lot of those mental things,
No.
and I do the same thing. I have this big chest. I open it up and I
Mhm.
put everything in it and I close it and they take it away, right? And sometimes I say I put myself in there, close myself up in it, wash myself off, and then I climb
You
back
know,
out
one of my
again.
favorite places to do that is my bathtub.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, wash it off, get down the drain. Guy will
Mhm.
cleanse it. It'd be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
God's good, it's great. But anyway, the other thing is so you've heard of the five sisters, Kelly, Mariah, Isis, Gaia, Koinen.
Mhm.
Okay. Belle is the sixth sister that nobody heard about.
Mhm. I kinda had a feeling she was in that network.
Yeah, she is. And so there's six of us that are here. And a couple of some on the planet, some not, you know. But Isis is doing her job and we're all doing our jobs we're supposed to do. I'm not revealing what goddess I was at that time for that one,
Mhm.
my own personal reasons. But and why I do the jobs I do.
Yes.
A lot to do with being her, the one that
Mhm.
I am. And watching nature and watching everything that goes around us. So the other thing is when I became entwined, all my all my higher selves aspects, whatever you want to call them, became dormant, and other people took my jobs.
Mhm.
And that's something that was kind of a relief, but yet sad because I want to go. How's she doing with this? How's this happening over here? How's the water tables? All the different things that we'd all be looking at. And I would go, okay, well, this is what we need to do.
Mhm.
And then they say that's not your job anymore.
Yep. The wind is blowing and my front door just opened up.
Oh, take care of it.
I'll be back. So, Bree, I'm going to allow you to talk a little bit about how do you see Akashic Records, and I will jump over, open the door, go, and I'll be back in like in two,
Okay.
about the count of 10.
Hi, Ryan. So I see the Akashic records are one, they are in a big library. And it's like my house isn't big enough for it. It's layers and layers, heights and everything. And there is a librarian there that we go to that says, I want to see such and such book, a numbered book. And we ask to see it. And sometimes if you open it, it will say see creator. That means that book has been sealed. Nobody can
Uh-huh.
do it. And mine is sealed. And I asked to see something in it, and somebody got in trouble for going to get it, and I felt sorry for him. And yeah, the conduit, and because I wanted to see something about him and I together, right? And it was nothing bad, but there were some memories in there that they pulled from my head, the conscious, from my head, from the conscious memory. So,
Mhm.
so I wouldn't remember, and they're worried I'd be hurt if I knew that. And
Mhm.
then when one day, I remembered what they tried to hide. I couldn't save his life. And I just held him and cried.
I bet.
I was like, I'm sorry, I couldn't save you. He goes, it's
Mhm.
okay, it's done. I'm here now. And he happens to be walking. I can say that. And
And I think that I'm going to stop you for a second here because I know that mothers lose children that way, and fathers lose children that way. And that is the grief that is beyond. And I'm not saying that we're different, but I know think about like you being the goddess and the person who I know I am,
mhm,
that when like some of these videos that are coming about Sudan and I feel, and I have to not watch. I mean, and the elephants and, just these beings. And, you know, I feel like sometimes I'm the mother of the world, and I cannot, and it's not that I'm trying to not be part of it, but it's just,
with
it's a
your
moment.
with your deep connection, without saying anything right now, um, that I want to say to you privately later. With your deep connection, you would feel that way.
Yeah. And that's the people say, well, don't you care? And I go, Yeah, I can't look. I can't look. And I've even said that when I was on Martha Norwalk's world. She says, well, what do you think about this? And I said, I can't look.
Hmm.
And that's almost shutting that Akashic record book down because
Right.
of but I know who I am. And so then I turn that around and I send my love that's around the world.
There you go. That's all you have to do. You don't have to look. You don't have you seen it happen, and back off, center yourself, and send as much love as you can around this world. And
Uh-huh.
it's so desperately needed right now for people, for innocent people that are being victims of like losing their jobs right now with government shutdowns. All this stuff that's happening.
And the
The
fear of no
again,
food and
I'm gonna bring up the homeless. They're not there by their choice. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, they just lost their job. Oh, they're drug addicts. Oh, they're this. Well, why do you think they may be? You don't know their story. You don't know their journey. You have no right to judge them.
Mhm.
And including these shutdowns that are happening, or people having to conform to keep their jobs.
Mhm.
And I've seen a lot of that lately. And
Mhm.
and it's like, to be able to bring a salary home to take care of your family, you have to conform. Now I have to conform to what the creator tells me to do. Right. I'm not going against the creator. Okay.
I agree. Mhm.
And I did one time, and not too long ago, and I felt I broke his heart. Real literally. Um, I could feel the pain. He was very upset. I will never do that again. I did something I was supposed to do with that, and did not ask some permission for something. I did it anyway to try to help somebody. Um, but you know, I will never do that again. Never. So these are I have really tough guidelines to live by now.
Mhm. I hear
And
ya.
so being, how I say this very delicately, being the goddess I am, does it feel like the world is sitting on my shoulders? Yes. Is it sitting on my shoulders? Yes. Be the spokesperson? Yes. But I have to keep going on every day.
Mhm. I hear you.
And every day I need to come up with new things that have been said to me, or I wake up with, I need to talk about this. They need to know about that. You know, there I learned a new way of working with the energies of the stones.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you this, I learned that about 6 months ago. All of a sudden I'm just doing some really light healing work. And and all of a sudden I just put my hand up a certain way. I'm not gonna do it now. I just put my hand up. I'll do it this way because now I want to see somebody see my actual hand movement. I said, I want golden healer. Golden healer energy now, please. 50%.
Mhm.
And I watched it come into my hand, into the palm right here. And then it went out and out through my fingertips into that person. So I'm
Mm,
tapping
mhm.
some my energy into them and not having to replenish my energy back again to them. And so a lot of the stones, a lot of crystals that in the black diamond, the white diamonds, the pink diamonds, and also colored diamonds, that we don't even have here, that we use on people. And the black diamond healing was used 76,000 years ago. And I have that, and I use that, and it cleanses it, purifies it, heals. So I just call in that energy of it.
Mhm.
And
And I
because,
know that a lot of people have that ability because
mhm,
we all are the creator. We are divine love. We are, some people would call God energy, right? To use one of their languages.
right,
Um, you know, and then there's some, not anybody on a pedestal,
No, 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 no.
No, but it's like we're called to be on this planet at this time to
Mhm.
do I have one of my husband's friends that he's actually my brother. You know, brother from another mother per se. Sorry. I
Great
shouldn't have done
timing. Great timing,
you know,
Natasha.
I know, I'm sorry. But you know, it's like, but he's another fellow angel,
Right.
you know? And it's just kind of interesting to see how I don't want to disagree, but the holy full moon coming up is a desert right now. Unfortunately, I can't share the picture. So what did she say?
Oh
So
my.
she says, I don't want to disagree, but the holy full moon coming up in the desert right now. Unfortunately, I can't share the picture. Yeah, it's a holiness, you know. So,
Yeah,
you know, she lives down in Arizona, so she's got the
it would come up there.
yeah, it
Yeah.
would. But you know, it's like we're in Washington right now, and there's storms going through. So,
I will tell her I'll be sending some light to her.
yes,
Here's
yes,
that, and make sure she's okay,
yeah,
during
she
that
is.
holy moon, which is not a bad thing, but, it's a big moon and a lot of energy that's gonna hit the planet, and it's gonna be a big burst once it hits. So,
Yeah.
and every
This is one of those spark moments where we're getting pelted right now.
right, and why do you think that's happening now?
Oh, it's time for us to just it's almost like Archangel Michael kicking us with his cowboy boots, you know, it's like
Exactly. Well, one thing
it's
is
that
on his sword.
get yourself going,
Mhm.
people. Come on. You're the ones who are slowing yourself down. We're not slowing you down. Let's get moving.
Right, and that's what they're asking for. So, um, if you see my website, and it's a goddess called to action on it and stuff. And yes, I was called to action to do this to get people moving, get kick some butt,
Mhm.
and start moving in a nice way. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't want Michael coming down with the sword. Oh no, big energy, big energy. It would fill my house up at night. Yeah, yeah, big. The wings are huge. Let me tell you. And
Exactly. Well, did you ever see John Travolta who when he played the movie Michael?
no,
Oh my gosh, that was a moment where it was like, yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
can
have
see.
to look for that now.
Yeah, it's an older movie, but oh my gosh, he just yeah, yeah,
He's a
he
no
reminds.
nonsense. He's a no nonsense uh, uh, archangel. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
amazing healer.
Oh yeah. Oh
Him and
yeah.
Raphael and Uriel, they're amazing healers.
Mhm.
So the one thing I want to tell you is I want to talk about the goddesses from the five sisters. Kuan Yin. Let's talk about goddess Kuan Yin. A no nonsense goddess with a sense of humor you would not believe.
Yes.
I can't wait to have her on here. And the voice changes that happen when they come in, right?
Mhm.
And so it's going to be her. Um, Mariah, Pele, you know, uh, Mariah of the West, and Pele, the volcano goddess, and Isis with her magic and all the things and the fire dances we used to do and stuff. And it's like all this is we're here.
Mhm.
So all anybody has to do is call upon any of the goddesses and say, "Hey, I need help."
Mhm.
And so the one thing is that if they don't feel that connection, they don't feel like they're getting a hold of, they can get a hold of me, and I will help them. You know, it's not. This is you don't even have to pay for that. There's things I do that just is like, here's a way to get a hold of her. Here's a way to do this
Mhm.
and that. And so, but there's six of us here.
Yes.
The original
So,
six now.
so Paula says, after we said about Michael, giddy up, and then she says, favorite line of the movie there is no sugar in heaven. I have to get it here. So Michael, because he was drunk half the time. He had a trench coat on. I mean, it was just so. I know he channeled
I so
Archangel.
gotta tell Mike, get that message to Michael tonight. Did you know they played you as a drunk?
Well,
What?
he does like to have his beer once in a, it's like, yeah.
Right,
So
but
that's the Michael I know, is the one that sits in Bermuda shorts and tank top, and he has his cowboy boots on and says, "Okay, yeah, want me to get my sword on, my shield and sword, and my wings flurled here? Okay, I'll do
good
it
luck
for
bringing
you."
those big, big, huge wings. That's all I could say. Bring them out, and yeah, there goes your beach.
Definitely, definitely.
So people think I'm really way out there and what I'm saying right now, but it's very true.
Uh-huh.
You know,
I totally agree.
and working with Esther Command and the whole command, all the galaxies and stuff. I work with him, and and the things that you guys are gonna hear about him, and you're gonna go, wait a minute, how come we've been hearing all this stuff before? Why is this about this, and this? And or let's just say different things about Mother Mary. Mother Mary is a no nonsense goddess.
Oh,
Oh no,
mhm.
does she come in now, dear ones? Oh no, I won't. Thank goodness I'm not transmitting nor. So
Yeah, I've
she,
channeled Mother Mary, and she does come through me with a little bit more gentleness, because that's who I am. And
right,
it's like she respects mine, but yet her words, from what I understand, are very to the point. This is what I mean, and I've had a friend who channels her too, and she does have a way of just saying, "This is it," but she's not gonna, she has a lot of tough love, but not necessarily. She's not mean, but she's very like, non, don't mess with me.
her truth is like this. You can't put a pin through your fingertips. She will
Mm-mm.
speak her truth, say what she has to say, and that is it.
Yep.
And so she's actually real fun. And so,
She
but
is.
and the thing about it is she helped me through a lot with this entwinement and everything I was going through. So Queen of Angels would, watch over you, right? And so the other thing is that life that I have now is totally different than whatever I had before. I look at myself different. I realize that the responsibilities I have to do, and I just have to be who I am and give out these messages.
Well, I am so grateful you are. And before we, because we're coming down to the end of the show, and I am so sad it is, but Paula says in the movie, you'll see this if you do watch it. Yeah, he was pouring massive amounts of sugar in his cereal because he couldn't get the sugar in heaven. He had to get it on earth. You have to see that movie.
Oh, I have to see that
It
movie.
is hilarious. But and then she says, yes, Paula, Mary is direct, and I find myself sitting up straight while you receive your message. So when I do channel her, Paula is one of my. I'm so grateful that you're here, and I don't know where Veronica is, but she's got things that she's doing.
Well,
But
does Paula have the name of that movie?
it's called Michael.
This is called Michael. Okay.
It's called Michael, and John Travolta played it. But
I
he's
got
very
right.
young, he's
I gotta watch it.
and he only had so much time on the planet because as his wings he started losing his feathers, so he had to. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I've had a long day. I'm gonna watch it tonight when I'm done here.
I know. So, Brie and I have decided to be on each other's show a little bit more often than just not. And I would be grateful if you wanted to be back on, and she wants me on her show that's going to be on, and more is going to come up about that, and I'll communicate that. But, it's amazing, having people, us like you, and I'm just so grateful for you and all that you are.
Thank
And
you.
thank you. And I'm going to say again, anybody's truth is your truth. Remember, this is a perspective, and we want you to know that, it's just a gratefulness to have somebody who is more of a like mind of me.
In other words, we're way out there, and guys, and we just have to accept that about us. So we love you all.
It's like I tone myself, and it's not that I dumb myself down, but I do sometimes tone myself down because of sometimes that through. I'm a bridge. I've been
Right.
called a bridge by many in the spiritual community,
Mhm.
not in the human form, in the spiritual realm. So
Right.
with that I do want to keep my vibration in that understanding to be a bridge. And so
Right.
sometimes I do
And
kind
that's
of
what we are.
stay a little bit neutral with my wording. But Brie, how can people get a hold of you, and what is the show that you keep talking about? And I know you're going to be doing some movement. So with that what is it that your YouTube channel, and what are you going to start doing and that kind of thing?
Okay, so right now they just for years putting on my radio shows. I have to do it, but now Teresa and I and you and right now, uh, till the credit send me somebody else to bring on too, also, right? But
Mhm.
he's very selective, and so am I. But the thing about this is what I'm doing is one offering free classes to teach people. So I'm not going to charge on the YouTube channel. When I there will be a channel that they can open up, that they can take classes weekly from me, and they can hear from the conduit. Like I said, you're not gonna see him, but you hear from him, you know, and other beings that come through him. So and that's like gonna be like $20 a month. I right now the way the economy is, I'm making it affordable for people.
Mhm, I
Now,
agree.
when I'm working with people that have to heal, and I've worked with cancer patients and other ones, I can't change my charge on that, and that's $250 an hour.
Mhm.
And so I have one person that I worked with that has stage 4, is now at stage 3, and have been sat there over 10 years now.
Wow,
Doing work.
congratulations
But
to that person.
it takes a team.
It does.
She has to work as much as I have to work. You know,
Mhm.
if we don't work together, it won't work.
No, and that's what healing's about, is you have to be honorable to yourself, and if it doesn't vibrate with you, then there's no healing to happen.
Right. And so that's why I give you like a 15-minute session to talk to me for free to see if we would work together good enough. If not, if I don't feel that the person is right for me, I'll send them to you, Natasha.
Mhm.
And that's what I do. I send them to other people I know they would be good with,
Mhm.
because maybe I'm too direct. I know I am. So that thing is, they can hear me on the Goddess Emergence at Transformative Talk Radio, and on the
And that's where I was just at 2
right,
o'clock with you, which will
right,
be on your YouTube channel.
right, tomorrow, and then you know, trying to explain my life story in an hour is really hard. So we'll talk
You'll
more.
be back on again, and we'll
Yeah,
have
we'll talk more about it.
some
But
different
what?
conversations
All I
here.
know is I will do this. I will give you out my God's name, and that's I cannot give out the full name. I'm only allowed to use a section of it, and that is Goddess Ieanna Madonna, and that's why. And can I use it? Yes. But I think this is only the third show I've said this on.
Well, thank you for your trust, because it's held with a lot of respect and honor.
Thank you.
And I'm praying that everybody who watches this later, or hears it later on the podcast, that we can all be honored, because we all are a form from creation who is very magical, very much a light, and that's that part of us that we have forgotten to honor in
That's
each
right.
other of us. And so if we can, if you get anything from today's show, that it's about honoring each other's goddess, each other's light, each other's blessing, that we are the miracle that we were born with to be.
You
And
know, right. I don't know how much time we have left. I want to tell you one more thing. You being a star being, how do you know which goddess you were? I want you to think about that, because you were one too. So thank you for having me.
you're more than welcome, and please stay around afterwards. But yes, so thank you everyone for being here. And you can, her website is
DrBrieGibbs.com.
drbrie.com, and mine is intuitiveclarifications.com. If you are looking for support in your world, remembering that we're both here for you to bring yourself some love and light into your world, to be who you're meant to be, and which is you.
True authentic.
So blessings, everyone. Remember, I'm here every Wednesday at 4 o'clock Pacific time. And Brie, you are on every Monday or every first and third
Right.
on the Transitional Talk Radio. And then you're going to be doing another show that's coming up soon.
Yes, we already started one video, and we'll be doing the videos twice a week on YouTube.
Yay.
So we're going live on-
Blessings, everyone, and have magic in your world, because there is magic if you look for it.
God bless everyone.
God blessing.